This is for the Napoleon Blown Apart project, DCC111. As part of this project we need to look into sustainability. It's very important to the Arcola Theatre that the carbon footprint used, or the carbon footprint for productions, is as low as physically possible. So I thought I would look into reusing previous textiles, so I went and had a look in charity shops to see what I could find today. The main thing I found was these pair of curtains. The lighting's not very good, I'm afraid. I've lost the daylight now, but it's sort of like a very kind of leafy green. It's like a slubbed silk look thing to it, which I think is quite nice. And it's also got a muslin lining, which I could also use. There's way too much there for me to. I could probably make about 20 sleeves from all this, because it's a big pair of curtains. But it would be good if I was making an entire outfit, an entire garment. For the meantime though, it's pretty good for sleeves. I got this one in particular, not just because there was a lot of it, but because green was quite a popular colour in at the end of the 1700s. There was a a Swedish chemist called Carl Scheele discovered how to make Scheele's green in 1778, which is the right kind of time period for this project. I think Scheele's green was a lot more like emerald colour. The green was a very popular colour used in that time period, so I think this would be perfect for that. I also found lots of beaded necklaces. I picked these up for, they weren't that expensive to be fair, they're about £2 or £3 each. But I picked this one because there's lots of little seed beads. I know they didn't use much embellishment nearer 1800. But if I was to do a little bit of like beading, embroidery, I think these would be perfect, or even just for practicing with. There's like two different shades in this twist. There's like a kind of more natural shell colour, that's more sort of like browny tan colour. Oh no, there's three. Ah, okay. So there's like the fluted, is that what they're called? Flute beads? Something like that. The more square ones are here. They look kind of natural shell, and then there's like rounded seed beads in a similar kind of colour. And then there's like a sort of very, very light pink shade here. But there is a lot of beads in this necklace, which is why I went for it. So I can take that apart, and that'll keep me going for a while. I also got this necklace here. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, probably won't use it, but the little seed beads, sort of like reds and pinks, which I think would go quite nicely with the green. But also, this is the kind of, if I'm beading my tulip motif, I'd kind of like it to be red on the petals, so that would be quite good to take apart and maybe play with. Not 100% sure of that, but we'll see. I have one now. I also have this necklace. Again, lots of beads. It's perfect for taking it apart. And it's got these nice little like bead cap things here, which I could probably reuse for some other personal projects. But there's lots of different beads in here. There's lots of golds. There's these sort of like very pale iridescent type ones. They're quite subtle, but they're quite plain, so they go with a lot of different things. And the gold looks nice on the green as well. And there's some, I think there's a white, so there's like the kind of multicoloured oil spill type ones, and then there's just plain white ones as well, which would work really well. I need to look into the kind of beading that was used in that time period still, but I don't think I would be using anything too elaborate, just because of it was sort of like a less is more mentality after the French Revolution, which is why I'm not using lace as well, because the lace industry took a dive after all that. But for like beading practice and stuff, these are perfect. So I'm really glad I've got those. I also looked into some Goldwork techniques. I think proper Goldwork would probably be too heavy for the sleeve I'm doing. It seemed to be more kind of like tapestry and also like tapestry and upholstery type things, or like more heavily embroidered like waistcoats and jackets and things. I don't think a light sleeve would hold up well for Goldwork. But I had a look at the techniques anyway. I borrowed this book from the Korean Rook collection at Studio. And I was having a look through, and I've got a couple of bits to have a practice with. I can't seem to find beeswax. I might have to go like call up a beekeeper for that, because I like some proper good quality beeswax. I've tried using the paraffin wax before and it just flakes on me, so I don't really want to be getting beeswax flakes everywhere. There's a lot of different types of gold threads. They're very what's the word I'm looking for? They're very specific to Goldwork. They're not like normal threads, so they have like spirals, and you can thread things through them, and you can manipulate them in a very different way. I'd like to have a quick go at this. Probably wouldn't use it for this project, but I'd like to experiment with it anyway. I did have a look around town today, but I think it's likely I'm going to have to go online to get materials for it, for the threads. The best I could find was these, I've got these like gold fingering, like knitting thread, crochet type things. They seem like they'd work okay for things like the couching, but they're not brilliant. I've also got, for the, what's it called, bump padding, soft cotton bump padding, I've got a thing of just plain cotton thread, handicraft cotton, so that would probably do the job just as well. But again, I need the beeswax to stiffen them up to be good to use for this, I think. Yeah, here it says that it's better to use yellow for Goldwork or white for silverwork. But since it's just a test practice, I think this will do fine, and I can dye it later if I need to. It's not a big problem. I've also got some for the felt padding to kind of pad things out. I've got some yellow felt, so I'll have a go with that at a later stage. I'm not sure where I get hold of the carpet. Oh, where's it gone? There's like carpet felt padding for like thicker pieces, but I don't know where to get hold of that, and I could probably just use polyester wadding in the meantime. If I'm doing something like really elaborate, I'll try and find the right materials, but for the minute I think that works just fine. We've also got some, I think we have a workshop on ribbon embroidery coming up as well. So I got these. They're just organza ribbons. I do have a big jar of just ribbon scraps and things I can use just for practicing with, but I quite like the organza ribbons. I think they'd work quite well. I got 2 different shades of green and a gold because the green, because I'm probably going to be doing like floral motifs, because those were quite popular at the time. So for things like leaves and stems and vines and things, that would work really well. And the gold I picked because gold is, again, it would go with the like Goldwork. It goes with the green really nicely. It's quite a subtle colour, so I could probably pair it with most things. I need to figure out what kind of colours I want to use for my sleeves. The green is fine because if I'm going to be using this and I have a colour to match too. If I'm doing a plain muslin, well, not a plain muslin sleeve, but a muslin white sleeve, then I need to think a bit more carefully about the kinds of colours and how many different colours I would use. I know they had what they called madder dyes, so that's red, purple, light blues, yellows, things like that. So possibly pink, but I need to do a bit more research on that before I can make a 100% decision. Okay, so last night I took the necklaces apart. I've separated them all into little bags just to make it easier because there's quite a lot and I don't really want to be going through and trying to pick out the ones that I want. That one, and these, and these. So that was the red necklace. This was the gold and silver one, and then this was the 3-stranded one. This one, I have a feeling that the beads are just grubby. It's not that, it's because there was a lot of like dirt coming off on my hands when I was taking it apart. So what I think I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to wash these somehow, because if I sew them onto a garment thinking that they are this colour, and then the garment is washed, then all that dirt is going to come off and it's going to change the look of it. I don't really want to risk that, so I think I'll do that when I get back from the weekend. I might do all of them just in case, like these ones sort of have this kind of like antique look to them. They might do a similar thing, so just to be on the safe side I'm going to try and do that a bit later.